Hello guys, welcome back to the channel. If you guys haven't watched this amazing short film that got amazing ratings, please go ahead and go watch it. And we're gonna be speaking about the relationship that actually develops between Candace and Galilei. And to be honest, the story is very interesting, it's very straight to the point, and I just had to come here and share it with you guys because I feel like this short film is so amazing and so good. And let me tell you, the ending is also very positive.
Ceremony is scheduled for tomorrow, and then she'll join our household.
I'll be very happy here. We have others.
Yes, the story follows a young woman named Candace who's actually married to Jeremiah, but she and Jeremiah actually have been having difficulties to conceive a baby. So during this whole process, Jeremiah have decided to go ahead and go get a second wife. And of course, at the beginning, you can see that Candace was very against it because she definitely didn't agree on it. But since it's part of their culture, he have decided to go ahead and go do so because his brothers already have a second wife and he was the only one who didn't have one. And of course, then he just went and he told, in this case, Candace, hey, look, I'm gonna bring a second wife in since we have been having trouble, to conceiving, maybe she can conceive, so on and so on. And of course, then the next day, the ceremony was already planned. So at this point, you can clearly see that Candace had no say. All she could do at that point is actually accept it. And that's how Galilei actually comes in the picture, being, Jeremiah's second wife, automatically making them sister wives in this case.
Okay, look.
Whoa.
Yeah. I didn't know it would be like that. I don't know about that.
So at the beginning, it was basically very difficult for Candace to accept this new reality because she felt like Galilei was there to take her place, especially the fact that she can conceive. So she felt like, her place was being taken slowly, slowly, slowly. But one thing, Galileo always showed a lot of love and support and respect towards Candace in order to make their relationship flow and let it be a little bit more calm. And that's exactly what happened. So Jeremiah actually got sent off to a trip where he needed to be away because of work purposes for a couple of weeks. So in this case, Candace and Galileo, they stood behind and they have basically in this point, time for them to spend together, and they just was basically in this household together without Jeremiah. And that's where things between them just basically went from 0 to 100 real quick, because that's when the two ladies actually started to connect and build a strong bond just between them two without Jeremiah being there.
Blow on it first.
If they see us with that.
Relax.
Now that Jeremiah is away, you can start to see they start to spend a lot of time together, and they just start to open, how they feel about this whole situation that they are in, what are their beliefs, what they want from themselves, what did they expect, what it's not. So just a whole lot of, very strong conversations going on between the two. But, Galilea, while she was, married, she actually took a phone with her. And in this case, you cannot have a phone at all because you basically have to be insulated from the whole world. It only has to be you and your partner, So when, Candace in this case found out that in this case Galilei, she actually had a phone on her, she got it into a panic, mode, because if they found out, that she has a phone, that they can get in trouble and all of that and all of that. But in this case, Galilei, she knew how to hide the phone so nobody could find it. So in this case, everything was okay. And that's how they also started to get closer to one another, because Galilei started to teach Candace how to use the phone, what it's for, what it serves. They were just playing games on the phone. And then, they were cooking together. They were reading books together. They were laughing. They were swimming together. They were basically just creating a very, very strong bond with one another. And there's where things basically went from 0 to 100 real quick, because there's when everything actually starts to get a little bit more intimate between them once they realize that they actually have feelings for one another. So one night while they were having dinner, then in this case Galilei, she went to take a shower and Candace walked on in her to help her out. But during that whole moment, they basically, more of the story, they got intimate with one another, they slept together, they just had a very, very romantic night together. But things didn't last very long. Things basically didn't last very long, because then Jeremiah, the next day he actually came back earlier and he found them two in bed together. And of course, Jeremiah was so shocked because the reason why he returned early to home is because he actually got offered a position to work permanently, on the work trip that he went to. So he basically came home early to tell the news to his wives, but when he got home, he found his wives, together in bed. And of course, that was a very, very big shock for him. So that's when he have decided to take actions and basically decide what is gonna be next, because at the end of the day, it's his household, he decides. So that's basically, how the whole story goes. And then later on, Jeremiah have decided to have a sit down with Candace, with his first wife, of course, and tell him, hey, I got this big, huge job opportunity. And after what I just saw, between you and Galilee, I have decided to let her go. I have decided, to unmarry her and uncommit with her. So it can just be me and you. So we can go ahead and go on this new venture. And of course, Candace didn't take that news very lightly. She was asking Jeremiah, please don't take her away from me. Please, 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 please. But Jeremiah already had his mind made up. So basically, Galileo was sent away. Jeremiah sent her away. And of course, you can see that Candace was basically heartbroken because, Galileo was actually the only person that she had, besides Jeremiah. And it's the only person she could connect with besides Jeremiah, because she lives in a very isolated world where it's just her and her husband. To have someone else felt really good for her. So after that, you can see that Candace wasn't dealing with it very well. She was going through it, but later on, she actually ends up finding out that Galilea, she actually left the phone behind. So one night, while, in this case, Jeremiah was sleeping, she actually hears something ringing and she goes and take the phone, and she actually saw a message from, Galilea, basically just telling her like, hey, get ready. This is what I think she said on the message, basically get ready, we're leaving. And that's where, things between them just took a whole different turn. So then, in this case, Candace, she waited for Jeremiah to actually go to sleep. She packed her bags and she basically went, and she left. She escaped and she left. And while she was leaving, running away, just running away, she actually saw a car pulling up. And in that car, guess who there was? Guess who was in the car? It was actually in this case, Galilea and her sister. Her sister actually also ran away from this, cult that they were in, and she found her freedom. So this is the same thing that Galilea have decided to do after she met, Candace. So she basically went and she got, Candace, and they basically just ran away and had a happy ever after. Yes, this story is very interesting. It's very, very interesting. I really like it. It's like 30 minutes long, if I'm not mistaken. I cannot put all of the clips in here. I'm just giving you guys like a flash of everything that happens, because I really want you all to go ahead, and support it. It's actually available to watch on YouTube, and it's called Sister Wives. Yes, Sister Wife 2024 is a short film. Just write it in there, and then you guys will find the page where it's actually available at. But shout out to the creators of this amazing, amazing short film. Hopefully in the future we can have a part 2 to see what happened after they ran away, after they have decided to leave the cult and just go on this love journey. That would be truly amazing to see as well. But yes, highly, highly, highly recommend it. I will definitely rate this one a strong 9 out of a 10. I wish it was a little bit longer, but I feel like 30 minutes was enough to get us hooked for a second part. So yes, guys, that's basically it. Please don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe. Let me know your thoughts down below in the comments. And until the next video, and goodbye.